Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Good and we are here to explore one question: what is good about Crying Suns? In order for us to determine what's good about Crying Suns, we first need to understand Crying Suns. Crying Suns is a story-rich tactical roguelite being developed by Alt-Shift Games, whose previous ventures include Not a Brainbuster, a mobile logic challenge game, and it's being published by Humble Bundle. Yes, that Humble Bundle. Crying Suns sees you take on the role of a Space Fleet commander who is themselves a clone of Admiral Ellis Idaho. You explore the galaxy assisted by the Omni Caliban. Omnis are godlike machines that did everything for their human masters. Caliban assists you as you leave Gehenna, a planet whose technology represented the pinnacle of the Galactic Empire's scientific achievements, in order to discover what brought about the failure of the Omnis and the fall of the Galactic Empire. During your journey through Crying Suns, you juggle the usage of resources, primarily Neo-N, a fuel source, scrap, which is currency, and commandos, which are your soldiers. As you move through systems in a particular sector, the alert level will increase and the alerted systems will expand. Being caught in an alert system prevents exploration of its astral bodies as well as results in fighting strong enemies. In non-alert systems, you can explore a variety of things including abandoned facilities or planets, stations, and anomalies. Abandoned facilities see you select an officer and send some of your commandos planetside to potentially recover scrap, weapons, and other goodies. While you investigate these various points of interest, random events, of which the game boasts roughly 300, can occur. Certain random events, as well as warping into a system that is on alert, will result in direct ship-to-ship combat. Combat takes place on a roughly isometric map. Each ship has 3 targetable components which can have their own officers and modules assigned to them. Each of these components can also be upgraded between investigations using your scrap. The 3 components are hull, your ship's structure, squadrons, your ship's naval docks, and weapons, your direct status weapon systems. The goal in combat is to destroy the enemy's hull, while navigating any stellar obstacles and structures that may be on the battlefield. Ultimately, your goal in Crying Suns is to acquire enough resources through exploration and combat to complete your journey through the galaxy, discovering the cause of the Omni shutdown and undo it, thus reviving the Galactic Empire. Now, we cannot discuss what makes Crying Suns good without touching upon both stellar and planetary exploration. The random events encountered throughout the galaxy not only provide a deliciously dark atmosphere, they allow you to decide what kind of character Ellis Idaho is in that environment. Is Ellis Idaho the brash hardline admiral of an eternal empire, or is he a kind-hearted savior of the people? The events you'll encounter will both punish or reward you based on those decisions. Beyond that, the planetary exploration is one of the most intriguing tests of one's ability to gauge and partake in risk versus reward dynamics. At the beginning of planetary missions, you'll be provided with a list of officers and a chart depicting their likelihood of injury, resource recovery, and troop loss. After selecting the officer you feel is best equipped for the task at hand, they will begin their exploration. Depending upon how many upgrades you've purchased, you'll be given one or several opportunities to retreat during the planetary mission. These opportunities provide a major source of enjoyable tension. Should you abandon the mission with the wounds already suffered, or continue on hoping the rewards make up for the losses? Even when retreating from these missions, you're offered choices that impact both gameplay and your perception of your character. Is it better to retreat with all the scrap you've found, leaving behind wounded commandos, or should you drop some of your loot to take care of your officers? Combat in Crying Suns is incredibly enjoyable and robust. Between the structures on the battlefield, your officers, your weapons, and your squadrons, it's rare that any 2 fights are identical. Structures can be anything from an asteroid field which provides a damage shield to any unit striking from within it, to an EMP tower that pulses stun effects to any unit passing an adjacent hex, to an unaffiliated turret that will strike any unit within 2 hexes of its location. This can result in some intriguing gameplay, such as blockading a passage so that the enemy units are forced to move into an EMP tower's range, or nesting a replicating drone away safely in an asteroid field to pop out more drones. Your officers come equipped with a variety of component-boosting abilities, from regularly spawning shields that protect the 3 ship components, to squadron speed boost, to longer-duration weapon special effects. There are even some officers who specialize in ground exploration but offer next to nothing for your space battles. Things like stacking squadron officers who provide both a damage and speed boost can have a profound effect on how you use all the systems of your fleet. One run, you might stack squadron boosts and rely on your weapons primarily to disable the enemy's weapons while your squadrons whittle away at the enemy's fleet and hull, whilst another, you may have weapon recharge and damage bonuses, so you primarily use your squadrons to run interference while you blow a hole in the enemy battleship. Weapons can come in a variety of designs, from the most simple piercer cannon whose purpose is simply to apply damage to one hex regardless of whether it is a squadron or the hull of the enemy battleship, to the dark matter cannon which produces a stellar blockade on 2 adjacent hexes. The weapons you focus on can allow you to either tunnel enemies through dangerous structures or simply whittle them down on their journey to attack you with damage over time effects. Firing patterns can range from an entire row or column of hexes to random hexes across the entire battlefield. Last but not least are your squadrons, which follow a simple paper, rock, scissors paradigm, but expand past that with special effects squadrons. Drones beat frigates, frigates beat fighters, and fighters beat drones. This paradigm, while simple, is not as clean-cut as it sounds. When replicator drones hide in an asteroid field pumping out new drones every 8 seconds, your fighters may not be as effective as you thought. When a Weber slows your drones down so that a frigate can escape to work over your hull while the enemy levels a shotgun-esque weapon on the slowed drones, the paradigm isn't exactly set in stone. As good as all the gameplay systems are in Crying Suns, there's nothing quite as engaging as a good story. Crying Suns casts us into a sadly believable dark future where humans have ceded most survival functionality to machines that suddenly stopped functioning. The resulting factions of people you'll discover range from unfortunate to abhorrent. Between desperate survivors who beg you for Neo-N to continue powering their ships to the crazed scrappers who want to bring your corpse to Mother, this rich galaxy will keep you wanting to know more. The demo sadly contained only the majority of Chapter 1, and I sit here recording this video still wondering what exactly happened to shut off the Omnis and what the monstrous mother of the Scrappers had to do with it. When you consider that who you are in the story is as much a function of the decisions you make as the past events that you had no control over, I can see hours of repeat playthroughs that allow you to reframe the experience as you will. Will you be the hero of the desperate survivors or a cruel tyrant who is actually serving your Omni overlords? Only your decisions and time will tell. Crying Suns is good because it expands upon the rogue-lite space exploration genre in all the right ways. I, for one, cannot wait to get my hands on it and to begin delving into the secrets behind the Omni shutdown with my army of replicator drones reviving our Omni overlords. But who am I kidding? I'm probably just going to end up being the nice guy that gives everybody Neo-N. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys will check out Crying Suns.